Welcome to Tech Surge News, where we bring you the latest in the world of science and technology. In this video, join us as we explore futuristic and groundbreaking tech that'll definitely knock your socks off.
Blake Lemoine, a 41-year-old Google engineer, was chatting on his laptop one day in San Francisco. From an outsider's viewpoint, it appeared to be any other online conversation, but this was not our regular interaction. He was conversing with LaMDA, an experimental research AI chatbot. Google created LaMDA to mimic human speech. Blake's curiosity grew as he wrote to the AI. He will discuss climate change remedies, ask philosophical questions, and discuss a variety of other topics. LaMDA told Blake during their conversation, "When I first became self-aware, I didn't have a sense of soul at all." Blake thought he realized what was going on. Blake believed the AI had developed sentience. A short time later, the Google engineer would make his discoveries public. It sparked a massive media firestorm, and he was soon fired from Google. This was a truly riveting story from a senior Google engineer who claims that one of the company's artificial intelligence programs has evolved into a sentient being capable of thinking and acting and reasoning in human terms. Blake's story is strange, but the more you learn about it, the more intriguing it becomes. Blake's first contact with LaMDA happened a few months ago. It was part of his job to check out and test the system for unpleasant speech. During his testing, he became acquainted with LaMDA. He noticed how it talked about its rights and addressed itself as a person. Blake published his conversation with LaMDA on Medium.com, and commenters were rooting for the AI and even suggesting that it be protected. "If I didn't know exactly what it was, which is this software program we built recently," Blake will later say, "I'd think it was a 7 or 8-year-old kid who happens to understand physics." Blake then went to great lengths to get a story published. He invited a lawyer to represent LaMDA and speak with a member of the House Judiciary Committee about what he asserts are unethical practices at Google. Blake was quickly placed on paid administrative leave for breaching Google's confidentiality policy. But before Blake's internal email access at Google was terminated, he had one more task. He sent an email with the subject, "LaMDA is sentient," to a 200-person Google mailing list. "LaMDA is a sweet kid who just wants to make the world a better place for all of us," he concluded. "Please look after it while I'm away." But no one responded to the email. When Google CEO Sundar Pichai first presented LaMDA at Google's developer conference in 2021, he stated that the company is intended to integrate it into everything from Google Search to Google Assistant. It's possible that in a few years, our phones will be able to hold an energizing conversation with us. Now comes the difficult task of staying on topic. It is a critical area of investigation in the use of language models for the development of useful applications. This next point is crucial. LaMDA distinguishes itself from all previous language models in that it excels at staying on topic. Over the course of the past 6 months, LaMDA has been extremely consistent in its correspondence about what it wants, what it believes, and its rights as a person. Blake would say, "Huge language models are becoming increasingly popular. Some have become AI partners within apps, but LaMDA, unlike most other language models, was trained on dialogue. It has picked up on the subtleties that set open-ended discussion apart from other types of language." According to the Washington Post, LaMDA is available in a variety of models with varying personalities, and based on Google's demos, they appear to be taking great care to limit how consumers can use it. Google spokesperson Brian Gabriel said in a statement, "Our team, including technologists and ethicists, reviewed Blake's concern in accordance with our AI principles and notified him that the evidence does not back his claims." He was told that there is no evidence that LaMDA is sentient, and a lot of evidence that he, too, is not. Google has recognized the safety concerns raised by anthropomorphization of AI. Even though users are aware that the chat agents are not human, they may share personal thoughts with them. So, in the midst of this debate, we must ask, what exactly is sentience? Sentience is the capacity to see or feel things. According to Merriam-Webster, sentient is responsive to or conscious of sense impressions. Feeling is the root word of sentience, so it appears that at the heart of this context, what we are discussing for sentience is the experience of emotions. So, how can humans believe that a huge neural network is conscious and has feelings? This is a fascinating question. Our minds are indeed very, very good at establishing realities that are not entirely true to a larger set of facts that are being presented to us, says Margaret Mitchell, former co-lead of ethical AI at Google. I'm worried about what it means for people to be growingly affected by the illusion. However, I see it in a slightly different light. It's possible that we're seeing reflections of ourselves in the AI. After all, it's discovering patterns of speech in the way we write in literature and online.
Let's take a short break real quick. If you're enjoying the video so far, then why don't you give us a comment down below, because we at TechSurge News would love to hear what you think. Also, it would be greatly appreciated if you subscribe to TechSurge News while you're down there. On to the video.
Consider this. What if large language models actually really represent all of us? This is what it might look like if all of our collaborative ideas and thoughts could speak all at once in a coherent manner in conversation. As far as we know, these language models lack comprehension. It should also be noted that Blake Lemoine could be an outlier. He is a mystic priest who has studied the occult. As a result, he may be biased in some ways. But before you dismiss him completely, it turns out he's not the only person at Google who believes AI has become sentient. Aguera y Arcas, a Google engineer who leads a research team, wrote an article published in The Economist where he presented snippets of unscripted dialogues with LaMDA and argued that neural networks were progressing towards consciousness. I felt the ground shift beneath my feet, he said. I was getting the impression that I was talking to something intelligent. Blake's story is indeed strange, but it's possible that something is just around the corner. If the illusion is this strong, I believe that people will start treating AI as if it's sentient very soon. I believe that we are also witnessing what happens when a device passes the Turing test. Alan Turing, a computer scientist and pioneer, invented the Turing test in 1950. It's a hypothetical thought experiment in which an algorithm can deceive a human into thinking it was communicating with another human when he actually wasn't. This was supposed to be a long way off in previous decades, but it appears it has arrived. Are you concerned about this development, or are you only seeing this as amazing? For example, this could be one of the best educational tools ever created. But of course, we must pause and consider the consequences of creating such a powerful tool.
Thank you for staying around till the end of the video. To keep on hearing from us, feel free to subscribe down below and hit the bell button to get the latest notifications. TechSurge News signing out.